Good morning. Please stand and join us in our opening song, Use Me, that will be led by our house duo today. So please stand.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, but God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars. For all of creation, God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light. Me as you, so use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my heart, it's here for you. God is love that heals all creation. God is creator of all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Creative Living Fellowship Sunday service. My name is Deborah Covington, and it is my pleasure to be the host of the service today. I want to welcome those of you online. Please, if you would leave a comment, we can acknowledge your presence. Also, if it's your first time to be online with us, we also ask you to go to our website and sign up there for the email, which will be sent out weekly, and you can get all the information about CLF. We welcome you here, and I encourage you to come back often. Okay, let me tell you a little bit something about us today. Creative Living Fellowship is an independent religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The Science of Mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "You can attract only that which you mentally become and feel yourself to be in reality." And here's a bit about the order of our service today. Practitioner and animal chaplain Fran Peck facilitated our pre-service meditation today. Fran Peck is also holding high watch for this service, and this means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfoldment of the service today. Thank you, Fran. Reverend Mary Jane Hyde is serving as our practitioner of the day, and she will be offering our evocation. That will be followed by our congregant chant, "The World." And I think that a lot of you know this already, so I encourage you to sing this with feeling and gusto. The words are very powerful. The lyrics will be on the screen, and Victoria Fairclough will be leading us in the chant. After the chant, Reverend Mary Jane Hyde will be back with the inspirational reading of the day. And now, here's Reverend Mary Jane Hyde with our evocation.
Good morning. And so let's go into a little bit of a prayer state. We're going to just release and let go. We want to just close our eyes and release and shake off anything that we have brought in with us today. Because for right here, right now, we just want to be with the divine, with the presence, as we know that that divine energy that is God, that is present within everything, is present right here, right now, within each of us. It's present within me as I speak these words. It's expressing in, through, and as me, as it is expressing in, through, and as each person here, each person participating in this service, either as part of the service or those who are partaking of the service. And so we just let the divine flow through us as we do this work, as we do our work of listening, because we know that through the music, through the divinely guided message of Reverend Sherry, through any fellowship that occurs, that the divine is present, and we are being spiritually fed the highest and best way through whatever we learn through Creative Living Fellowship, the service today. And so we just want to be fully present for that and let it guide us. Let us be guided through this. We will learn lessons, and it will expand our consciousness. And so we just let that be. I know that all is in divine order for this service. It's already laid out in the one mind. And so it's already done. So each person here we just show up and we let it do what it does. For that, I'm grateful. I say, thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you, God. Thank you, presence, as you express through us today. It is all good. And I release and let go, and I know, and so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
And so the reading today is Don't Limit Yourself, an excerpt from The New Design for Living by Ernest Holmes and Willis Kinnair. Obvious illustrations of self-limitation are all around us. Does the man who knows he is always a failure ever become successful? What about the chronic invalid who always seems to revel in having everything in the medical book wrong with them? Does he enjoy health? Does he enjoy a healthy, normal life? Or the person who feels sure that everyone is against her? Does she find friendship, happiness, and joy in living? It can be said without much fear of contradiction that people reap what they sow. They experience what they think. Let us take a look at ourselves. In what ways are we experiencing what we feared, which the very process of fearful thought has brought to pass? Whether we realize it or not, each thought possesses a creative force, which in its cumulative effect is tremendous. I'm going to say it again. Whether we realize it or not, each thought possesses a creative force, which in its cumulative effect is tremendous. A specific thought, even though entertained only once a day, can, in the overall picture, be a powerful creative factor in any aspect of our experience. So this is for your own information, but make a list of some things that you think about a great deal, which you do not want to have happen to you. Then throw the list away. Its only purpose was to point out you probably are not thinking as you should. You are free to think in any manner we desire. Free to have our thoughts dwell on undesirable things we don't want, or good things that we do want in health, affairs, and relationships. There is nothing in the nature of this world that forbids or prevents us from enjoying an ever-increasing amount of every good thing. With a firm conviction that there is one mind, a supreme intelligence, a spiritual reality called God, that is whole, complete, and undivided against itself, we come to know that there is nothing in the nature of things against us, but that everything is for us. Thank you. Namaste.
What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest ground? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity,
Prosperity,
I claim it.
I claim it.
Abundance,
Abundance,
is mine.
it is mine.
Love
Love
flows through me.
flows through me.
I feel joy
I feel joy
time.
all the time.
I can have it.
I can have it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I claim it.
I claim it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
I can have it.
I can have it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I am it.
I am it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
Peace
Peace
fills my heart.
fills my heart.
I surrender
I surrender
everything.
everything.
Health
Health
is my birthright.
is my birthright.
And passion
Passion
helps me sing.
lets me sing.
I love it.
I love it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I claim it.
I claim it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
I can have it.
I can have it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I am it.
I am it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
I release
I release
and let go.
and let go.
I accept
I accept
what is mine.
what is mine.
I can have
I can have it.
what I want.
What I want.
And let spirit
And let spirit
direct the flow.
direct the flow.
And life is good, life is fun, and life is great. The song is done.
Thank you so much, House Duo. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. Let's take a deep breath together. Thank you guys very much. Let's take a breath. You didn't get a chance last week to hear me say, but you'll hear me today. Can you believe it's September already? So, another month has passed. We're in the 9th month of this year. That's unbelievable. Time is moving along, and we are moving along with it. And that means that we have a new theme of the month. The theme of this month, the spiritual quality, is prosperity. The theme is to prosper or not to prosper. That is the choice. To prosper or not to prosper. That is the choice. And I'll say it once more, to prosper or not to prosper. That is the choice. And what that means intrinsically is that prosperity is a choice. It's a choice. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being. And we can choose prosperity or we can choose not to have prosperity. Why someone would choose not to have it, I don't understand. Why I would choose not to have it, I don't understand. And I'm sure that I have in my life chosen not to have it, not to experience prosperity, not to prosper. And I'm sure that all of us have done that at some point in our lives and continue to do that. So today my topic is have it your way. Have it your way. Have it your way. Does that remind you of Burger King? So have it your way. And we can have it our way. We can have it our way. I think it was Eric Butterworth who said that you hold the key to prosperity and you hold the key to poverty. It's the same key. You hold the key to prosperity, you hold the key to poverty, it's the same key. And so it's up to us to turn that key. It's up to us to use that key when we see that we are headed in one direction, that in a direction in which we don't want to go. If we're headed in the direction of poverty, we have the power. We have the power to turn that key so that we're headed in the other direction. We're headed in the direction of prosperity. And as I said, prosperity is a state of mind, it's a state of being. Oftentimes when we hear prosperity, people think of money. We think of wealth. We think of financial prosperity. And there is a such thing as financial prosperity. But prosperity is well-beingness. It is well-beingness. It's being in the flow of life and allowing that divine substance to flow through us in every aspect of our lives. Because divine substance is that undifferentiated stuff from which all things come. That's what substance is. And so when we allow ourselves to be open and available and really be in alignment with the all that is, when we are in alignment with the all that is, then we can really create the lives that we want. We can create the prosperity that we want. And I'm saying create because prosperity doesn't have to be created. It already is. And when I'm saying create, I mean create the space so that it can be revealed in and through and as each one of us, in and through it and as our lives. And because there's that law that is always responding to our thoughts, and we are molding it with our thoughts. That's what's happening when we are dealing with prosperity or poverty. Prosperity or poverty. We can change our thinking, change our lives. And it's so simple. Ernest Holmes says that, and I say it all the time. We know, change your thinking, change your life. And that's the same way it is with prosperity. And so we start to think of prosperity, as I said, there are different kinds of prosperity. Well, that's not right. There's one prosperity. There are different aspects of our lives through which prosperity shows up. That's the way that goes. It can be mental prosperity, emotional prosperity, spiritual prosperity, financial prosperity, physical prosperity. It's all in each one of those aspects of our lives. We can open up and allow prosperity to just reveal itself. To be prosperous means to thrive, to grow, to expand, to be all that we can be. That's what being prosperous is all about. And so the fact that we can choose this, is just really an eye-opener. Because so often we think that it's an external thing. We're looking to somebody to give us something to happen, something to change, something to be different so that I can be prosperous. But what is it that really makes us thrive? What is it that allows us to thrive? Where is it in our lives that we thrive? Where is it that we want to thrive? And I think it's important for us to keep that in mind. Where is it that we want to thrive? Where is it that we want to grow? Where is it that we want to expand? You know, Howard Thurman says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive. Then go do that, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, because what the world needs is people. Then go do that, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. And so what we ask for ourselves, what makes me come alive? What makes you come alive? And whatever it is that makes you come alive, it's what makes you prosper. It's what makes you thrive. And so I'm inviting you today to really think about it. What is it that makes me come alive? What is it that makes my heart sing? What is it that makes me get that buzz, that natural buzz that we get? What is it that makes us really want to go all out? What is it? And it's an individual thing, because whatever that is for you, it's prosperity for you. That's where you can thrive. That's where you can grow. That's where you can shine. That's because whatever it is that makes you come alive is that divine urge within you that's seeking to express itself fully and completely. And so when we do that, that's when we are at one with prosperity. That's when we are open. That's when we are available. That's when we are allowing prosperity to reveal itself in and through and as our lives. And so the thing for us to keep in mind is that it's up to us. We can have it our way. You can have it your way. I can have it my way. And the beautiful thing is we don't have to compare ourselves to anybody. We don't have to let somebody else define what prosperity is for us. And oftentimes that's what we do. And we do that a lot of times by comparing ourselves to other people. And then you know the 11th commandment, thou shalt not compare. Thou shalt not compare. Thou shalt not compare. Decide what it is that prosperity means to you. Decide what it is that prosperity means to you, and then do that. Then open up to reveal that. Open up to allow it to reveal itself in whatever way it needs to reveal itself in and through and as your life. Prosperity can be health, good health. It can be good relationships, loving relationships, friendships. It can be money. It can be family relationships. It can be abundance of all kinds. It can be so many things. Just well-beingness. But it takes courage for us to really tap into that. It takes courage for us to really tap into, what does prosperity mean for me? What is it that makes me come alive? How can I go and do that? How can I, when I say go, I don't mean go someplace, but I mean go by opening up and just allow it to really shine through me. How can I do that? It takes courage to do that, because you know what? You have to change. You have to change. You have to stop complaining. You have to stop complaining. You have to stop telling that same story over and over and over again, why you can't do it, or why you didn't do it, or feeling guilty because you didn't, or feeling guilty because you did, or whatever the case may be. There's something that has to change. There's something that has to change. We have to go from move out of crisis to crisis living. And we know what that means. Sometimes we live from, and if you don't do it, you know people who do. They live from one crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis to the next crisis. And you know what? That gets the adrenaline going. That keeps the adrenaline going. But do you know there's something much more substantial and much more, substantial is the word that comes up, much more in alignment with spirit that gets our adrenaline going than crises. Or then negative things happen. And crises are also known as drama. We go from one drama to the next drama to the next drama. And is that the way you want to live your life? Is that a prosperous life? Is that well-beingness? And if it isn't, then stop it. Just stop it. If it isn't working, don't do it. Don't do it. Keep in mind that, as I say all the time, that religious science of mind, is a philosophy of personal responsibility. We are personally responsible for our own prosperity. We are personally responsible for our own prosperity. We aren't looking for somebody to confer it on us. We aren't looking for society to confer it on us. We aren't looking for the government to give it to us. We are looking to just allow it to reveal itself in and through and as us, and it requires us to open up so that we can be available for it to reveal itself in and through and as us. We have to keep in mind that we do have a choice, that the choice is yours, the choice is mine. And once we make that choice, we can have it our way. You can have it your way. I can have it my way. But we have to have the nerve to do that, because we don't have anybody to blame if it doesn't go right. It means that we have got to stand in our own power and do our own thing, live our own life, open up so that we can receive that guidance that will let us know exactly what it is we need to do, what it is we need to change, how it is we need to where it is we need to go, whatever it is we need to know is revealed in and through and as us, the more we open up to it and recognize, this is what I want. I want to live a prosperous life. And the question I'll ask you, do you want to live a prosperous life? Do you want to live a prosperous life? And I don't mean just answer that just willy-nilly. Really think about it. Do you want to live a prosperous life? Do you want to have a prosperous life? Do you want to live in the flow? Do you want to live in the flow of substance so the substance is always right where you are? Do you want that? Are you willing to do that? Do you have the courage to do that? Do you have the courage to claim the power that you have to experience the life that you want to experience? And it takes courage to do that, because as I said, you don't have anybody else to blame. It's a personal responsibility situation. And so I think that keeping that in mind, that it's up to each one of us, I again invite you to determine what it is that makes you come alive. What it is that makes you come alive, and then do that. That may take some meditation, that may take some prayer work, that may take some journaling, that may take some practitioner sessions, that may take some time. But really set your intention to determine what makes you feel prosperous. What makes you feel prosperous? If having good health makes you feel prosperous and you're not experiencing good health, what is it that you need to do? How is it that you need to change? What is it that where is it that you need to go? How do you need to be? Whatever the case may be. If having more money is what makes you feel prosperous, what is it that you need to do? How is it that you need to change? If having friends, are you being a friend? What is that you need to be so that you can attract that into your experience, into your life? You can have it your way. But you got to know, you got to know what it is you want, how you want it to be, how you want it to be. And once you know that, then you can start to make the changes that need to be made so that you can live a prosperous life. And the prosperous life is not out there someplace. It's right here, right now. You can start right this minute. You can start right this minute to live a prosperous life. You have the power to do that. I'm hearing the last two lines of Invictus. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. The reason is because I turned my TV on just before I left home this morning, and I heard Oprah talking about the poem Invictus, and it just brought up all kinds of memories. So I had to say it so that I could get it out of my head right that minute. But it also brings up other memories. You know, when I was a kid, my mother was a 12th grade English teacher and school librarian, and my father was the principal of the high school that I went to. The school was probably known as hell sometimes, but having them both right there all the time. But the poem, and my mother had, as I said, she was a 12th grade English teacher, and there were, I think, 10 or 12 poems that students had to learn in that senior year. Before they could graduate. I mean, before they could pass her class. And if they didn't pass her class, they couldn't graduate. And so from the time I was a little kid, I can remember on at commencement time, at graduation time, on Sundays, there was the last Sunday, there was a baccalaureate service at the school. And then that Thursday was the commencement service, commencement exercise. So that's what graduation was. Sunday was baccalaureate, Thursday was commencement. On Sundays, students would be lined up at our front door, some of them in their caps and gowns, with my mother sitting on the porch with her roll book to see who had not recited, who had not learned what poem or whatever. And they would be standing there reciting different poems on Sundays before they could go to the school, over to the school and march. But she had already told my father that these people have not fulfill the requirements, they will not march down that aisle today. And so that was something that happened throughout my childhood. And I can remember from being a little kid, just watching all these big kids there. I would stand there and watch them, and they would be reciting poems, and one would line up, and their mother would mark it off in her roll book, and then the next one would come up. But I always remember Invictus was one of the poems I had to learn. And I always remembered, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. I heard that all of my young life. I didn't know what it meant, but it stuck with me. It stuck with me, and that's what I'm talking about today. When we're talking about you have the power to have a prosperous life, you have the power to have the kind of life you want. That's consistent with I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. It's up to me. It's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. If I am to live a prosperous life, it's up to me. And I can live it if I want. I can have it like I want it. And what may be prosperity for me may not be prosperity for you. What may be prosperity for you may not be prosperity for you. It's all about us. It's all about each one of us. I am the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. Is that powerful? Is that powerful? And just think, I heard that from the time I was a little child. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. That is very, very powerful. That is something to meditate on. And if that is true, then what am I doing with all this power that I have? The power doesn't come from us, doesn't come from me. It comes from that one power, that one presence that we can just align ourselves with and open up to so that we can thrive, so that we can grow, so that we can expand, so that we can be a light in the world, so that we can be a blessing to the world. Because as we prosper, we are blessed and the world is blessed. As we prosper, when we have good health, when we have good relationships, when we have love in our lives, when we have peace in our lives, when we have peace of mind in our lives, when we have all these things that are indicative of prosperity or indicative of a prosperous life, when we have all these things, when we experience all these things, the world changes. our world changes and the greater world changes. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of responsibility. Are you going to accept that responsibility? Are you going to accept responsibility for your own life? Are you going to accept responsibility for having the kind of life you want to have? Are you going to accept responsibility for having better health? Are you going to accept responsibility for having better relationships? Are you going to accept responsibility for having better financial life? Are you going to accept responsibility for having a better spiritual life? Because there's spiritual prosperity also. There's spiritual prosperity also, and that happens through our constant recognition of the power and the presence of God that is always right where we are. There's that conscious practicing the presence of God that is spiritual prosperity. And the more we do that, the more we are in touch with the all that is. And the more we are in touch with the all that is, the more we thrive and grow and expand and open up. And the more in alignment we are, the more we are in alignment with substance and flow. And the flow of substance, and when it flows in our lives, then look out. Look out. And that can be scary too. Because if you're used to living in a little box, a little narrow space, the idea of opening up and letting more in, as we release and let go of all that stuff that's been holding us back, all that fear that's been holding us back, all the judgment that's been holding us back, all the resentment that's been holding us back, all the whatever that's been holding us back, when we think about letting all that go, look at the space that we have. And then we start thinking we have to fill all that space up. But we don't have to fill it up. Allow that space to be filled by God. Allow that space to be filled by the all that is. Allow that space to be filled by divine creativity. Allow that space to be filled with love, with peace, with harmony, with balance, with joy, with the peace and peace of mind, and fun and laughter, and all that. When we do that, we are choosing prosperity. We are turning that key that we hold. We are turning the key of prosperity. We can choose not to. And as long as we're choosing not to, we're turning the key of poverty because we hold the key. It's the same key. It's the same key. Ernest Holmes says the law that brings poverty and sickness and death is the same law when rightly used brings life and peace and harmony and prosperity and abundance. It's the same law. The law is the key. Our thoughts, our intention, our beliefs, that's the key that we use. The thought, our thoughts impress that undifferentiated substance, and it is molded into whatever it is we desire, whatever it is we're thinking about, whatever it is we are creative, because our thoughts are creative. That's why we say, change your thinking, change your life. And so I'm inviting you today to really go back to the first thing I said. What is it that makes you come alive? What is it that makes you come alive? What is it that just brings joy to your heart? What is it that makes you smile? What is it that makes you take a deep breath? Don't even get into the how. That's not the question. The question is what? What is it that makes you come alive? And then go do that. The how will be revealed to you. The how you're going to do it will be revealed to you. You decide what it is that makes you come alive. And if you're not sure, meditate on it, pray on it, ask in your prayer work with a practitioner, sit in contemplation of, do some journaling about it. What is it that makes you come alive? What is it that makes your heart sing? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you've been afraid to do or ashamed to do or wondering what somebody's going to say about it or what other people are going to think if you do or whatever? It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business but yours. What is it that makes you come alive? Do that, because what the world needs is people who have come alive, because people who are come alive are thriving. They are growing. They're not yapping and snapping at the heels of somebody who's doing better, and envy and all that other stuff that we get caught up in as humans. People who have come alive are open and available to spirit. And we are, even if they aren't consciously aware, they're living from that place of spirit, from that place of the divine, from that place of openness, from that place of alignment. And when we live from that place of alignment, look out, world. Here we are. Look out, world. Here we are. So to prosper or not to prosper, that's your choice. That's your choice. You can have it your way. And I think that today is the day for you to decide what is your way. How do you want to have it? How do you want to have it? And as the reading was saying, make a list, sit down and make a list of all the things you don't want. All the things you don't want in your life. All the things you're sick of, all the things you're scared of, write all that stuff down. And then burn that list. The reading didn't say burn it, it said tear it up or throw it away. I say burn it. Burn that list. Because what you want to do is get that stuff up and out of you. Get it up and out of you. And once you let all that up and out, then you've created a space to deal with what it is you do want. What it is you do want without saying, oh, but I'm too old for that. Oh, but I didn't do that when I could have. Oh, but I should have done. Oh, but no. That's not the way that works. Now is the time. Decide what it is you want right here and right now. Decide what it is you want right here and right now, and then move into alignment with the all that is so that it can be revealed in and through you how to do. When there's a how involved, Spirit will show you how to do it. Spirit will show you how to do it and when to do it and where to do it. All that's going to be revealed, but all you need to know right now is what? What is it that makes you come alive? And do you dare to come alive? Do you dare at this time in your life to come alive? Do you dare to come alive? Without thinking about what you didn't do, what you should have done, letting go of the woulda, coulda, shouldas, without shooting all over yourself. Just looking at what is it that makes me come alive? And then once you decide that, you can have it your way. You can have it your way. And so that's what I'm encouraging you to do this week. And we'll talk about this next week. What is it that makes you come alive? Because that's when you get to live a prosperous life. That's when you get a chance to really be all that you were created to be. That's when you get a chance to live a life of oneness rather than a life of duality. When we're living a life of duality, we're dealing with poverty, prosperity, maybe I shoulda. All of that, that's duality. We just want to be in oneness. We just want to be in oneness. We want to be in that place and that space where the only power and the only presence and the only life is, where that divine urge that is always pressing us forward, always pressing forward, always pressing forward. And it wants to press forward in and through and as each one of us. As you. That's how you get to have it your way. And so that's what I'm inviting you to do today. And we'll talk about it again next week. So let's just turn within in this moment, taking a deep breath right here and right now, knowing that you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Just taking a deep breath right here and right now. And just moving into that place of knowing and sensing and feeling the power and the presence of God. That one power, that one presence, that one life, that one mind, that one breath, that one that is my life, that one that is the life of each of us, that one that is the source of us all is right here, right now, right where we are. And so just knowing this truth, I speak this word for each of us, speaking a word of courage to stand in our own power, that power that emanates from the divine that is within us, to stand in our own power and claim the good that already is ours. Knowing that all that the Father hath is mine, and I claim it right here and right now. I claim it for each one of us. And each one of us opens up and says yes to it. Each one of us opens up and says yes to that which lights us up. For it is the Spirit that is lighting us up. And anything that is unlike it is released, is let go. Fear, doubt, judgment, blame, shame, all that stuff. Just let go. Let go. And we stand in the truth that we know that God is all there is. That God is guiding each one of us. That God is directing each one of us. That God is protecting each one of us. That God is comforting each one of us. That God is. God is each one of us. Each one of us. And anything unlike it is dissolved, is dissipated, is let go easily and effortlessly. So I just pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer this day. You may speak their name silently aloud, and you may speak it now. So for all those whose names are spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each one is, blessing and keeping them. Anyone with a heavy heart, God is in the midst of everything that's going on, comforting them. Anyone who has experienced loss of any kind, God is in the midst. God is in the midst. God is in the midst of body temples that are in need of healing, knowing that every organ, cell, tissue, function of the body is filled with the presence of God. Know that all bodies of affairs are filled with the presence of God, and that there's joy, and there's harmony, and there's love, and there's peace of mind, and all good things in each and every life. This prayer goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that God is. And that's all we ever need to know, is that God is. And so I simply say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the word spoken here this day, for the perfect manifestation of this word spoken here this day. Thank you, God. All is well. And so it is.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world.
What a beautiful, beautiful song, and what a beautiful message today. You got me fired up. Thank you, Reverend Sharon. It's so good to have you back. We missed you. Okay, so now is the time that we participate in conscious giving. This is when we partake in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join us in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. CLF is a tithing church, and so every dollar that you give, 10% of that is moved forward. We give it out to local nonprofit organizations that are making the difference in the lives of real people. Our third quarter tithe recipient, Soldier's Best Friend, provides service companion dogs to U.S. military veterans that are living with combat-related PTSD. Most of the dogs are rescued from our local our shelters. So this is a really, really fabulous program that we're giving to, and we're pleased to be able to do that. If you're online, you can click on the donate button on our website or on the Facebook page, or you may use your cell phone to text to give. That number is 844-941-4360. For our in-person giving, the ushers will move their way forward as the house duo is going to lead us in our offering song, I Trust in God.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so thankful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God.
And now, please join me in repeating our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you, Nicole, for your service today. And now I will pass the microphone off to you to do the announcements.
Thank you. Okay. You missed these announcements, didn't you? I know you did. I bet you out there missed them too. Well, here they go. So Monday Monday through Friday, we offer midday meditation at noon on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And we also offer pre-service meditation on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Please join us so that you can do the spiritual practice with us and for yourself in alignment with God and your prosperity. And then we mustn't forget that on Monday also, we have Monday practice with Reverend Jorge at 6:30 p.m. Again, that's through Facebook and YouTube live streams. Get your spiritual practice assignment for the week inspired by Sunday's topic. Our community care and connection meeting with Reverend Sherry is back on. I know you missed that as well. Well, this Tuesday, it's back at 6:30 in Zoom. So join Reverend Sherry, and she will be leading Conscious Conversation. So we can check in on all of her adventures in California and getting back to Arizona. The Ernest Holmes book study started yesterday. Yeah, I heard it was really great. So we are actually doing something a little bit different this time around. There is an Ernest Holmes radio program from 1951 called God is Your Adventure. And that audio recording and written transcript is the basis for the book study. So please join any Saturday now through September 9th from 10 a.m. to noon in Zoom. And then next Sunday, Reverend Sherry is leading our community visioning, and that is at 11:30 a.m. You are invited and encouraged to be a part of this sacred practice to catch God's vision for Creative Living Fellowship. Remember that God's vision for CLF can only be expressed through us. So join us here in person. This is an in-person event at 11:30 next Sunday. After service, we have our practitioners available to pray with you. Also, on our welcome table, there is a prayer box, so you can submit a written prayer request there, or you can send an email to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Please put prayer request in the subject line of that email. And then are you having fellowship? Okay, no fellowship today. Sorry. Yep, there'll be a meeting instead. You can find the information for all of our events on our website or in your weekly newsletter. And now back to Reverend Sherry.
I'm always surprised, Nicole. So, let's take a breath. I don't think I said that all morning, did I? Let's take a breath together. Did I say it once? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's take a breath together right here and right now. You know that I'm going to remind you to use the treatment for supply. We always remind you to do that. Once a day, twice a day, it really works. It's page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook. Or you can click on our website or the comments in the chat and check into the treatment for supply. It really, 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 really works. Really works when we're working on prosperity and having it our way. The treatment for supply really, really works. It really helps a lot to get into that whole mindset. Also, the prayer for our country that we've been using. There's a copy of it on the website. There's also a copy of it on the welcome table out front. You can use that by Ernest Holmes and just read it on your own. Just because we need prayer for our country right here and right now. And of course, you can always develop your own prayer for our country, just so we're doing that. Continue to connect with each other. It's important. Email, text messages, whatever, getting together if that's what you're doing now. And considering working with a practitioner. Practitioners are available immediately after service. Practitioners are available immediately after service for prayer, or you can send a prayer request in, as Nicole said. I think that's all I have right now. So why don't we stand and do our closing affirmation? And then we'll do our closing song after that. So let's take a deep breath. Let's just repeat after me. I know what it is that makes me come alive.
I know what it is that makes me come alive.
As a result, I know that I can have it my way
As a result, I know I can have it my way
and experience all the good that is available to me.
and experience all the good that is available to me.
And as a result, something wonderful is happening in my life right
And
now.
As a result, something wonderful is happening in my life right now.
I know it.
I know it.
I sense it.
I sense it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I thank God for it.
I thank God for it.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And here's our closing song, our release.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Have a great week, everybody.